A human student saves the alien princess and is welcomed into her family. Alex Carter had never expected to be so far from Earth. The Interstellar Academy floated like a shining city in space, with towers that glowed under the light of distant suns. Humans were rare here. Most alien students looked at him with doubt or amusement. He was small compared to them, with simple brown hair and green eyes, and he often felt invisible in the vast halls of the academy. From the moment he arrived, Alex noticed how different things were. The classrooms were full of technology he had only seen in books, and the students could change their forms or use energy in ways he could barely imagine. Yet, Alex was determined. He had come here to learn, to prove that humans were not weak. Every day he trained hard, memorized alien languages, and practiced using tools in ways the aliens often ignored. The alien students whispered about a princess. Her name was Lyra Velan. She was graceful and quiet, often reading alone in the academy gardens or floating in the zero-gravity training room. Few knew she was a princess because she tried to keep her identity secret. Alex first noticed her one morning during a science class. She had calm silver eyes and long blue hair that floated gently as she moved. Something about her seemed fragile, yet strong. The academy was not without danger. It was on the edge of human and alien space, where rival factions sometimes tried to kidnap important students. Alex had heard rumors about shadowy groups watching the academy. Most students laughed at the idea. The aliens believed their powers could protect them from anything. Alex, however, could not shake the uneasy feeling that danger might come, and he often stayed up late studying security measures and emergency tactics. One day, while walking through the academy gardens, Alex saw Lyra sitting under a glowing tree. She seemed lost in thought, tracing her fingers along the veins of a strange leaf. Alex felt nervous, but he decided to speak. "Hello," he said softly. Lyra looked up, surprised. She blinked and smiled faintly. "Hello," she replied. They began to talk. At first, the conversation was simple. Alex asked about her studies, and she asked about Earth. She seemed curious, but careful not to reveal too much. Alex noticed she often looked around, as if expecting someone to appear at any moment. "You look worried," Alex said. "Is everything okay?" Lyra hesitated. "Sometimes. I feel that not everyone here is as kind as they seem," she said, "but I can handle it. Humans often face challenges too. We learn to fight in other ways." Over the next few weeks, Alex and Lyra met secretly whenever they could. He showed her small human inventions, simple tricks, and stories from his home planet. She laughed at his jokes, something she rarely did with others. Slowly, trust grew between them. Alex admired her courage and intelligence, and Lyra began to see that humans could be brave in ways that aliens could not imagine. The academy announced a field training exercise on a distant moon. Students would practice survival skills, teamwork, and combat. Everyone was excited. Alex felt a chill when he heard the news. The moon was rocky and isolated, perfect for danger to strike. He remembered the rumors about shadow groups and felt a need to protect Lyra without letting her know. The day before the exercise, Alex stayed late in the library, looking at maps and schedules. He made a small plan. If something went wrong, he would stay close to Lyra and guide her to safety. The human mind, he thought, could solve problems even when strength was not enough. The next morning, the students gathered in the shuttle bays. Lyra was there, calm and focused, as usual. Alex felt his heart beat faster. He walked beside her quietly, careful not to draw attention. The shuttle lifted off, gliding through the dark void of space. Outside the windows, stars moved slowly, and the pale light of the moon grew larger. Upon arrival, the students were given assignments. Aliens moved with natural grace, shifting shapes or using their energy to test their abilities. Alex relied on clever thinking, simple tools, and observation. He noticed a strange formation of rocks in the distance, far from the main group. It seemed unusual. He made a note in his mind to keep an eye on it. As the day went on, Students trained in teams. Alex and Lyra were assigned to different groups at first, but during a break, they found a quiet spot near a small crater. The wind was sharp and cold, but they ignored it. "I like being here with you," Lyra said softly. "It feels safer somehow." Alex smiled. "Humans are not as strong as aliens, but we can be smart. Sometimes smart is stronger." She looked at him with her silver eyes. "I think you are brave, Alex. More than most aliens I know." Alex felt a warmth in his chest. He wanted to protect her, to make sure nothing happened. He did not yet know how serious the danger could be, but he trusted his instincts. As the sun set over the moon's horizon, the shadows grew long. Alex felt a twinge of fear and excitement at the same time. Tomorrow, they would face the field test, but deep inside he sensed that this was more than just training. Something hidden was waiting, and he would have to be ready. That night, Alex could not sleep. He lay in his small tent, listening to the wind and the quiet hum of the alien moon. He thought of Earth, of his family, and of the small choices that had led him here. Courage, he reminded himself, was not about size or power. It was about facing the unknown and standing firm. And he promised silently, without telling anyone, that if anyone tried to harm Lyra, he would not let it happen. The Academy, the aliens, and even Lyra herself had no idea that a simple human student was about to change everything. The next morning, the air inside the Academy shuttle was tense. Students chatted nervously, some practicing skills in zero gravity, others reviewing maps and survival plans. Alex Carter sat quietly, looking out at the rocky surface of the moon below. The rocks were jagged, sharp, and pale under the weak light of a distant sun. He felt the chill of unease in his chest. Something about this training exercise felt different. Lyra Villaney sat across from him, her silver eyes calm but alert. She had been quiet all morning, studying her own plans. Alex could see the careful movements of her hands as she reviewed the emergency protocols. He wanted to speak, to warn her, but the words felt small compared to the danger he already sensed. The shuttle landed with a soft hum. Doors opened, letting in the cold moon air. Students moved out, stepping carefully on the uneven surface. Instructors gave quick orders. Teams would explore different zones, practice survival techniques, and report back by evening. Alex and Lyra were put in different teams at first. As the students scattered, Alex noticed shadows moving strangely among the rocks. He squinted, trying to see clearly. Nothing seemed out of place, but instinct told him otherwise. He adjusted his small human pack, making sure his tools were ready. Simple devices, wires, and small energy emitters could not match alien power, but they could surprise anyone who underestimated him. Lyra's team moved farther into a rocky canyon. Alex followed his own path, staying close enough to keep an eye on her. As he walked, he noticed signs that seemed odd. Broken branches, disturbed dust, and faint markings in the rocks suggested someone had been here before them. He slowed down, moving carefully, every sense alert. Then it happened. A loud crack echoed through the canyon. Students screamed. Alex dropped to the ground, gripping his tools. In the distance, shadows emerged. Figures moved swiftly, striking with strange weapons that glowed red. The students scattered, many falling or running blindly. The alien powers that had seemed so strong were slowed by the sudden attack. Panic spread like wildfire. Alex's heart pounded. He saw Lyra frozen near a ridge, separated from her team. The attackers were closing in, moving silently and quickly. They wore dark suits and masks that hid their faces. Alex realized immediately, this was no ordinary exercise. These were the shadow groups he had feared. They wanted the princess. Without thinking, Alex ran toward Lyra. He ignored the odds, ignored the warnings in his mind, and focused only on her. He shouted her name. "Lyra, move!" "Now!" She snapped out of her shock and ran to him. Together they dodged a strike from a glowing weapon. Alex pulled out a small energy emitter, aimed carefully, and triggered a flash of light. The attackers recoiled, surprised by the humans' quick thinking. "This way!" Alex yelled, pointing to a narrow crevice between rocks. He pulled Lyra inside. The two of them pressed against the wall, breathing heavily. "Why are you here?" Lyra whispered. Her eyes were wide with fear. "Because you're in danger," Alex replied. "And I'm not leaving you." The attackers scanned the canyon, their eyes hidden behind masks. One of them raised a weapon and fired a low-energy beam toward the crevice. Alex pressed his back against the wall, grabbing a loose rock. Using his human strength and quick thinking, he rolled it toward the attacker, tripping him slightly. The beam missed. Lyra gasped. You're risking yourself." Alex shook his head. "I don't care. We have to survive." He took her hand, leading her out of the crevice. The terrain was rough, and they stumbled over jagged rocks, but Alex's focus never wavered. He used every instinct, every small tactic he had learned from human survival skills. The attackers were faster, stronger, but they underestimated him. They assumed a human could not fight back. They ran toward a larger rock formation that formed a natural tunnel. Alex hoped it would give them cover. One attacker shouted, and the sound echoed across the moon. Alex realized that if they did not act soon, Lyra could be captured. He looked at the narrow tunnel and made a decision. "We have to split," he said. "I'll lead them away. You go through the tunnel and find help." Lyra shook her head. "No, I'm not leaving you." Alex smiled faintly, trying to calm her. "Listen, humans survive because we make hard choices. You have to live. Now go." Hesitant but trusting, Lyra slipped into the tunnel. Alex turned to face the attackers. His hands shook slightly, but his eyes were steady. He picked up a few small rocks and arranged them to create a trap. When the attackers approached, Alex activated a simple energy pulse that he had built from spare parts. It emitted a bright flash and a loud sound. The attackers stumbled, giving him a small advantage. He ran, dodging strikes, using rocks, dips, and slopes to confuse them. His mind worked faster than his body could move, planning each step. Despite the pain of a few scratches and bruises, he kept moving. He saw Lyra emerge from the other side of the tunnel, signaling to him. A small group of Academy instructors had arrived, alerted by emergency sensors. They confronted the attackers, who retreated quickly into the shadows. Alex felt a surge of relief. He ran to Lyra, catching his breath. "Are you okay?" he asked, scanning her for injuries. She nodded, smiling faintly. "Thanks to you, Alex. I don't know what would have happened if you weren't here." He shrugged, trying to hide his exhaustion. "We were lucky. Now we need to get back to the shuttle. It's not safe yet." The instructors examined the attackers' equipment. They were surprised to see a human student standing among them, unharmed and calm despite the chaos. One of them muttered, "He's brave, more than any alien student here." Alex felt a quiet pride, but did not speak. He knew the danger had not fully passed. Someone had targeted the princess, and the shadow group was still out there. The Academy had to take the threat seriously. Lyra stayed close to him as they walked back to the shuttle. Her hand brushed against his, and she gave him a small, grateful look. Alex smiled softly. He realized that courage was not about power. It was about action, and sometimes it meant facing impossible odds to protect someone else. On the shuttle ride back to the Academy, the students were shaken but safe. Instructors praised some of the alien students, but it was clear that the humans had played a key role. Alex kept quiet about his clever tricks, not wanting attention, but Lyra's eyes held admiration. She knew humans were underestimated, and now she had seen proof. That night, Alex lay in his tent, aching from the day. Every muscle throbbed, and small cuts stung, but he felt alive. He thought of Lyra, safe because of his choices. He realized that humans, even small and weak by alien standards, could make a difference. Lyra, in her own tent, stared at the moonlight on the rocks outside. She remembered Alex's courage, the way he had acted without hesitation. She whispered quietly, "Humans. Maybe they are stronger than we think." The academy would change after this day. Students would no longer look down on humans. Instructors would have to admit that human ingenuity and courage could save lives. And deep in the shadows, the attackers would remember that even a small human could ruin their plans. Alex did not know what future challenges would come, but he felt ready. He had faced the impossible and survived. More importantly, he had protected Lyra, and their bond had grown stronger. The field exercise had become real, and humans had proven that bravery could not be measured by size or species. As sleep finally took him, Alex promised himself again that he would keep her safe. He had learned something important. Courage was not just fighting, it was acting when others could not. It was thinking, planning, and standing firm, even against overwhelming odds. And for the first time in the academy, one human had earned respect in ways that no alien power could match. The morning after the attack, the academy was tense. Students whispered about the shadow group and the strange assault on the moon. Instructors were busy checking security and repairing equipment. Alex Carter woke early, his muscles sore but his mind alert. He knew the danger was not over. The attackers had come for the princess, and someone had to protect her. Lyra Velon stayed close to him during breakfast. The other students avoided them, unsure what to say. Some stared, clearly impressed by the human who had acted so bravely, but most were too cautious to approach. Alex noticed the looks, but he ignored them. He cared only about Lyra's safety. "Do you think they will come again?" Lyra asked quietly. Her voice was calm, but her eyes betrayed worry. Alex shook his head. "Maybe. But humans survive because we keep thinking. We plan. We are not afraid to act when others hesitate." She studied him, her silver eyes thoughtful. You are different from anyone I know. You face them without fear." Alex smiled faintly. "I felt fear, but I did not let it stop me." They spent the morning reviewing the security reports. Instructors had found traces of the attackers' path on the moon and confirmed that they had been well trained. Their weapons were advanced and dangerous. Alex noted the patterns carefully. He noticed something the aliens had missed. The attackers had left signs indicating they were planning another strike, possibly soon. "We need to be ready," Alex said to Lyra. "If they come again, we must act together." Lyra nodded. "I trust you." By afternoon, the academy organized a special patrol. Alex and Lyra joined instructors and a few alien students to inspect vulnerable areas. The corridors were long, and the halls had hidden vents and emergency exits. Alex used his human perception to spot small details, scratches on walls, marks on the floor, even faint energy trails. Each clue told a story that the aliens overlooked. As they walked, a sudden alarm rang. Red lights flashed. The shadow group had returned, more organized than before. Students screamed, running for cover. Instructors called orders, but the attackers moved quickly, striking with precise force. Alex grabbed Lyra's hand. "Stay close." "Follow me!" He led her through a maintenance corridor, ducking past a group of attackers. One swung a weapon at him. Alex jumped aside, rolling to the side and kicking a loose panel into the attacker's path. The aliens stumbled, giving them a few precious seconds. Lyra followed without hesitation, amazed by Alex's calm and clever movements. "How do you do that?" she asked, breathless. Alex smiled faintly. "Humans survive by thinking. If we can see a problem, we can find a way through it." They reached a stairwell and climbed quickly to the roof. From there, they could see the courtyard below. The attackers had surrounded some of the alien students, forcing them back. Alex realized they were trying to corner Lyra, exactly as he had feared. "We need to split them up," Alex whispered. He picked up a small piece of metal from the roof and used it to reflect sunlight, blinding one of the attackers. The sudden glare caused the attacker to miss a strike, and Alex grabbed a loose rope, swinging it down to pull another attacker off balance. His quick thinking allowed Lyra to move safely across the roof. They ran toward a higher tower. The wind was strong, but Alex did not stop. Each step was careful, each action planned. The attackers followed, relentless. He used simple tools, ropes, and loose panels to create obstacles. Each move slowed the enemies and protected Lyra. Finally, they reached a narrow ledge around the tower. One attacker lunged at Alex. He dodged and used his human strength to push a small energy device toward the attacker. It flashed brightly, causing the attacker to stumble and fall backward, shouting in frustration. Lyra watched, amazed. "You're incredible," she said. Alex did not answer. His focus was on the next challenge. The ledge ended in a gap. Below, the courtyard stretched far, but jumping was risky. Alex looked around and spotted a hanging cable. He grabbed it and swung across, landing safely. He reached back and helped Lyra. Together, they moved to safety, using their teamwork and trust. The attackers regrouped, realizing that the human student was not so easy to stop. One of them shouted to call reinforcements, but the instructors arrived just in time. Energy beams flashed, forcing the attackers to retreat. The courtyard was quiet again, but the air still felt tense. Lyra turned to Alex. "You saved me again." "I don't know how to thank you." Alex smiled faintly. "Just stay safe, that's enough." In the aftermath, instructors praised the human student. Some aliens admitted quietly that humans had clever minds and courage that could not be measured by size or strength. Alex remained humble. He cared little for praise. What mattered was Lyra's safety and proving that humans could face danger without fear. That night, Alex and Lyra sat in a quiet garden. The stars shone brightly above, reflected in the small pond nearby. Lyra touched his arm gently. "I have never met anyone like you, Alex. You are brave, clever, and kind." Alex looked at her. "I just did what I had to do. Anyone would protect someone they care about." She smiled. "Humans. Maybe you are stronger than we ever realized." Alex felt a quiet pride. He had faced impossible odds, protected the princess, and shown the Academy that courage was not about alien powers. It was about action, thinking, and the willingness to face danger. Little did they know, this was only the beginning. The attackers would return, and greater challenges awaited. But Alex had learned something important. Humans could make a difference, even in a galaxy filled with stronger and faster alien species. Courage, he realized, was the true strength that crossed all worlds. And in the shadow of the Academy towers, a human student had begun to earn respect, not by power, but by bravery, cleverness, and the willingness to act when others could not. After the attack at the Academy, life became quiet but tense. Instructors increased security. Students whispered, and Alex Carter remained alert. He had proved that humans could be brave, but he knew the threat was not gone. More importantly, he had gained the trust of the alien princess, Lyra Velen. She often stayed close to him now, relying on his quick thinking and courage. One afternoon, Lyra spoke quietly to Alex in the garden. "I need to tell my parents the truth," she said. "They will want to meet you." Alex blinked, surprised. "Meet me? Why?" "They need to know what happened on the moon. They will want to see who protected me," she replied. Her silver eyes were calm but serious. "And I want them to see that humans are brave." Alex nodded slowly. He had never imagined being called to a royal palace on another planet. He wondered how the king and queen would react. Humans were small and untested in interstellar politics. But he felt ready. He had faced danger before, and he trusted himself to act with courage and respect. A shuttle arrived to take them to the princess's home world. It was large, sleek, and made of polished metal that reflected the light of the twin suns above. Alex stepped inside, feeling the weight of what was to come. The shuttle lifted smoothly, leaving the academy behind and traveling toward a distant planet. Lyra explained the journey in simple terms. My parents live on the planet Valera. It is safe but very different from here. The cities are large, with towers taller than the academy. The people are proud and cautious. You must be polite and careful. Alex smiled faintly. I can do that. I will do my best. The journey was quiet. Alex studied the stars, thinking about Earth, about the academy, and about the events that had unfolded. He felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Lyra noticed his thoughts and reached for his hand. Don't worry, she said softly. They will see the truth soon enough. When the shuttle landed, the planet stretched wide below them. Green plains met shimmering cities, and streams of light connected the towers. The royal palace rose in the center, shining like a beacon. Alex felt awe and nervousness. He had never seen anything so grand. They were greeted by royal guards, tall and imposing aliens dressed in ceremonial armor. Lyra led Alex through the grand halls of the palace. The walls were covered in colorful tapestries and glowing panels, showing the history of her people. Every step made Alex more aware of the importance of this visit. Finally, they reached the throne room. It was vast, with high ceilings and light streaming through crystal windows. At the center sat King Darren Velen and Queen Mara Velen. Both looked regal and strong, with calm expressions that hid careful judgment. Lyra stepped forward and bowed slightly. Father, Mother, I bring someone who saved me on the moon. A human student named Alex Carter. Alex stepped forward, bowing respectfully. Your Majesties, he said quietly, I am honored to meet you. The king studied him, his eyes sharp. A human saved our daughter? He asked. His voice was calm but strong. Tell me everything. Alex spoke slowly and clearly, describing the attack on the moon, the actions of the Shadow Group, and how he had helped Lyra escape. He told them about the tools he had used, the tactics he had relied on, and how he had acted without hesitation. Queen Mara listened carefully, her silver eyes focused on Alex. You risked your life for our daughter? She asked. Alex nodded. Yes, Your Majesty. I did not think about myself. I thought only about keeping her safe. The king leaned back slightly, considering. Humans are small and untested, he said. Yet you acted with courage and cleverness. Most of our own students might not have done as much. Alex felt a quiet pride, but stayed humble. I did what I had to do, he said. Anyone would do the same for someone they care about. Lyra watched him, her eyes shining. Father, Mother, he proved that humans can be brave. I trust him completely. The king and queen exchanged glances. They had expected fear, hesitation, or dishonesty. Instead, they found honesty, courage, and intelligence. Slowly, they smiled. Humans may be small, Queen Moraine said, but bravery is not measured by size. You have shown that, Alex Carter. Alex felt warmth in his chest. He had come from Earth, a small planet often overlooked in the galaxy, yet here he had earned respect in the home of an alien royal family. The king stood and approached him. We welcome you not just as a guest, he said, but as someone who has shown true loyalty and courage. Our family thanks you for protecting our daughter. Alex bowed again, deeply moved. Thank you, Your Majesty. I am honored. After formal greetings, Lyra led Alex on a tour of the palace. He saw gardens taller than the tallest building on Earth, fountains that shone with colored lights, and libraries filled with knowledge from countless planets. Everywhere he looked, he saw history, culture, and the power of the Velen family. During their walk, Lyra spoke quietly. I wanted them to see you not as a human, but as someone who deserves respect. And now, they do. Alex smiled. I never imagined this. I just wanted to help you. She laughed softly. That is exactly why it matters. Courage is more than strength. It is choice. The rest of the day passed with conversations about human culture, stories of Earth, and lessons from the Academy. The king asked Alex about human families, about traditions, and about how humans trained courage and skill. Alex explained simply, telling stories about Earth children, about schools, sports, and small inventions. Queen Mara listened, intrigued. Humans may be small, she said, but you carry your strength in your mind and heart. That is something many of our people have forgotten. Alex realized that humans, even without alien powers, could impress those who seemed larger and stronger. He felt proud not for himself, but for his people. Humans could survive, adapt, and make a difference in ways others did not expect. As the sun set on the planet Velara, the royal family held a small ceremony. Alex was given a place of honor beside Lyra. The king spoke to the assembled advisors and family. Let it be known that humans are capable of courage, loyalty, and clever thinking, he said. This young man, Alex Carter, has proven that bravery is not limited by species. He is now welcomed into our family, and our respect for humans grows because of him. Alex felt overwhelmed with gratitude. He had come to the academy as a small, unknown student. Now, he was honored by a royal family and recognized for courage that came from simple choices, quick thinking, and loyalty. Lyra squeezed his hand. "See," she whispered. "I told you humans can be brave." Alex nodded, smiling. "I just did what was right, but it feels amazing that it matters so much." That night, in the royal palace, Alex lay in a room prepared for him. He looked out the window at the city lights, shining under the twin moons. He thought of Earth, the Academy, and the lessons he had learned. Bravery was not about power. It was about action, thinking clearly, and standing for what is right. And now, humans had a place in the galaxy not just as small and overlooked, but as beings capable of courage that could save lives and earn respect across worlds. The next morning, Alex walked with Lyra through the palace gardens. She showed him secret paths, quiet waterfalls, and areas where few visitors were allowed. They talked about the Academy, about future threats, and about the adventures they might face together. "Humans are stronger than most aliens give them credit for," Lyra said. "And you, Alex, are living proof." Alex smiled. "Thank you, but I only did what any human would do." She laughed softly. "But the galaxy will remember your courage, and so will I." The bond between them grew stronger. Alex had proven himself not just as a student or a human, but as someone worthy of trust, respect, and friendship from the princess and her family. As they walked, Alex knew challenges would come again. The Shadow Group was still out there. The galaxy was vast and full of danger. But he also knew that courage, clever thinking, and loyalty could overcome much more than raw power. And in the halls of the Velen Palace, the human student had found a new home, a new respect, and a promise of adventures yet to come. The sun rose over the planet Velara, casting golden light across the palace towers. Alex Carter woke early, feeling a mix of excitement and calm. He had faced danger, earned trust, and impressed a royal family. Now, he was no longer just a student from Earth. He was recognized, welcomed, and respected. Lyra Velan knocked softly on the door. "Good morning," she said, smiling. "Today the palace celebrates you." Alex rubbed his eyes and smiled back. "I don't need a celebration. I just want to do what is right." She laughed softly. "That is exactly why this matters so much." They walked together through the palace halls. Advisors, guards, and staff nodded respectfully at Alex. Some whispered quietly, astonished that a human could earn so much trust in such a short time. Others were curious, wanting to meet someone who had proven bravery beyond expectation. In the main hall, the royal family had arranged a formal gathering. Diplomats from neighboring planets, academy instructors, and members of the Velen family were present. The hall was bright and full of color. Alex felt nervous, but he also felt proud. King Darren Velan stood and spoke to the assembly. Today we honor not just a brave student, but the courage of an entire species. Humans are small by alien standards, yet their minds and hearts can be mighty. Alex Carter, a student from Earth, has proven this truth. Alex bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Your Majesty," he said quietly. "I only did what I had to do." Queen Mara Velen stepped forward. "It is not just what you did, but how you acted, with bravery, cleverness, and loyalty. For that, we welcome you into our family and into the hearts of our people." Alex felt warmth fill him. He had never imagined being welcomed like this. The princess smiled at him, her silver eyes shining. "You are part of our world now," she said, "and part of our family." Throughout the day, Alex was introduced to diplomats, alien leaders, and students from other worlds. Everyone wanted to know about the human who had saved a princess. He told stories simply and honestly, speaking about courage, choices, and the lessons he had learned at the academy. "Humans may be small," he said to one group of curious aliens, "but we can think, plan, and act when it matters. Bravery is not about size or strength. It is about standing for what is right." His words impressed many. Some nodded slowly, realizing that humans could not be judged only by appearances. Others laughed lightly, thinking of how clever the human was to face danger without fear. After the formal ceremonies, Lyra and Alex walked through the palace gardens. The wind was soft, carrying the scent of alien flowers. Small fountains glimmered in the sunlight, and quiet paths led through trees taller than any on Earth. "Do you ever think about going back to Earth?" Lyra asked, "or staying here?" Alex looked out at the distant city towers. "I miss Earth sometimes, but this place feels important now. Humans can be part of the galaxy, not just visitors. I want to help, to show that humans can make a difference." Lyra smiled. "You already have. More than anyone imagined." As they walked, they saw students from the academy arriving for a visit. Some aliens approached Alex, curious, others respectful. They asked questions, wanted to see his tools, and wanted to hear how he had thought through the attack. Alex explained simply, showing how humans could solve problems with small inventions, quick thinking, and courage. "You're amazing," one alien student said quietly. "We never thought humans could do this." Alex shrugged. "I just did what I had to do. Anyone can act if they care about someone." The day passed with quiet celebrations, meals in grand halls, and conversations about the academy, the galaxy, and future plans. The royal family treated Alex as one of their own. He no longer felt like an outsider. Humans had a place here, and he was proof. That evening, in the palace library, Alex and Lyra sat together reading reports from the academy. They discussed security, the Shadow Group, and strategies to prevent future attacks. Alex suggested ways humans could contribute to safety, using clever thinking and small inventions. The princess listened carefully, impressed by his insight. "Humans are more capable than I ever imagined," Lyra said. "And you make me proud to trust them." Alex smiled. "I only act with care and thought. But it is good to know humans can be helpful." Over the next few days, Alex explored the palace further. He learned about the history of Balara, its people, and its technology. He met scholars who taught him new ways to combine human knowledge with alien science. Each day, he grew more confident, not just as a student, but as a representative of humanity. One afternoon, the king invited Alex to the Central Council. Advisors from many worlds gathered. The Shadow Group was still a concern, but now humans had a voice. Alex spoke simply, clearly, and honestly. He suggested plans for defense, training, and ways humans could help protect others. The council listened, surprised by the clarity of his ideas. They realized that courage alone was not enough. humans could think creatively, act decisively, and contribute in ways that aliens sometimes overlooked. Queen Mara turned to the king quietly. "He is more than a visitor," she said. "He is part of our family, and part of the galaxy's hope." King Darren nodded. "Humans may be small, but their courage and wisdom are mighty." Alex Carter proves that today. In the following weeks, Alex continued to train with Lyra and other students. He taught human tactics, small inventions, and clever ways to handle danger. Alien students began to respect him, some even asking to learn human strategies. The Shadow Group faded from immediate threat, discouraged by the combined efforts of humans, aliens, and royal forces. Alex realized that the galaxy was changing. Humans were no longer unseen or underestimated. They had allies, respect, and a future among the stars. And he had a bond with Lyra, the princess who trusted him completely. One quiet night, Alex and Lyra walked on a balcony overlooking the palace gardens. Twin moons reflected in the water below. The city lights shimmered in the distance. "You changed how they see humans," Lyra said softly. "And how I see them," Alex smiled. "I only did what I could. But I am glad it matters." She looked at him with warmth. "It matters more than you know. You are brave, clever, and kind. And now you are part of my family." Alex felt a quiet pride and happiness. He had arrived as a small human student, unsure of his place in the galaxy. Now he had earned respect, saved a princess, gained the trust of a royal family, and helped humanity gain a reputation among alien worlds. The next day, as the sun rose over the palace towers, Alex stood with Lyra, King Darren, and Queen Mara. He felt the wind on his face and the warmth of belonging. "Humans," the king said, addressing the gathered crowd, "have proven their courage and wisdom. This young man, Alex Carter, represents what our galaxy can learn from them: bravery, loyalty, and clever thinking. May all know that humans are worthy friends and allies." Alex bowed humbly, but inside he felt proud. He knew that courage was not about strength, size, or species. It was about action, trust, and standing for what is right. And now, humans had a place in the galaxy where they could be seen, respected, and welcomed. Lyra squeezed his hand. "We face more challenges," she said, "but together, humans and aliens can meet them. And you showed the way." Alex smiled. "We will face them, and I will always do my best." As they looked at the horizon, the twin suns shining across the city, Alex knew that the adventure was only beginning. He had found respect, friendship, and family in a galaxy that once seemed too large and dangerous. And he had proven that humans, though small, could be brave enough to save a princess and earn a place among the stars. The galaxy had seen the courage of a human student, and it would never forget it.